I'm the baby of my family, so I have two older siblings, and so I think that I inherited a lot of their books from when they were kids, and so my mom always read to us. So I think as a child growing up and just usually having white characters in books, I never really thought one way or the other about it. And it wasn't really until I was a senior in high school and we had to do a project about oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? I found myself onto articles about publishing and diversity in publishing. I didn't realize how lacking our bookshelves were. And so then at that point I was kind of why is that? You feel like you almost missed out on an experience. So at that point I was okay, I would like to play my little small part in trying to help diversify publishing and both the people who work behind the scenes on it and then also with the stories put out there into the world. So I came to Southern being this is what I want to do. When I went about applying for the curatorship, from the beginning, I always was focused on representation, diversity in children's literature. So I wanted to go through and see what we had in our own collection. Came across Ezra Jack Keats and the fact that A Snowy Day in particular was one of the first stories to feature a Black child, and it had nothing to do with being Black, right? And that was also something that I was looking for, because a lot of the children's books that were created that had Black or brown characters were about being Black and brown or some aspect of Black history and not just a normal child enjoying a snow day. And I thought that that was really important too, because yes, there are spaces for stories to be told, Black history and things that have happened, but it's also important to just be a normal kid at the end of the day. You know, when you see yourself reflected in a book, you start to imagine all the things that could come out of that. And because of the foundation I had at Southern and the things that I was doing, including the curatorship with the Grummond, the children's literature courses that I took, because of all of that, I don't know if my path to publishing would have been as seamless as it was, because it really was vital in my getting to where I am. And I think about other people that do the curatorship, what doors that could open. And for me, that was a little girl in Mississippi who just had this hope and dream. And now here I am, years later in New York working in my dream field. This is, what I was working towards this whole time. And so yeah, I'm very grateful.